Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 55 of Stronghold SHX, the road to $3.33 with myself, CryptoBanker SHX. I hope you're well. It is September the 19th. Before we dive in, just an important prerequisite, as always, that I am not a financial advisor and nothing I ever say or do should be taken as financial advice. I do not endorse SHX at any price point. Now, we can see it's a special day because we're ranked 333 out of all of crypto. Here on the right-hand side, someone has put SHX 33 hours from now, 33. Did they mean that? Probably not. I don't know what this person was referring to. You see what I've started? Here, we are trading just above 2 cents. We've seen a 7.98% decrease, which is a little bit more than most in the market today on price, and we're also down in regards to volume, 30.47% decrease, sat at a cool $1 million. Now, someone's trying to shake you out, aren't they? Here, Mind Crypto is speculating, could we see a Stronghold UK account fairly soon? And the reason for that is Trump and Starmer have signed a UK-US tech prosperity deal. Which means that the government-backed firms of the US can now invest in the UK to develop AI, primarily probably for healthcare, to then convince the general person that AI is good and it would make sense to put something in your body to keep everyone safe. But we won't go down that rabbit hole. But as I say, he is speculating, Mind Crypto, and please do give him a follow if you don't already, that there could be a Stronghold UK account. Now, if you've been around for a number of years, you'll remember all of the London is ready type speculation around XRP. And in 2020, they were saying that the reason why XRP hasn't expanded or hadn't expanded at that point to global domination and being the world reserve currency was the fact, one of the factors was the UK and London was not ready because, believe it or not, the UK is still at the epicenter of finance. Okay, they invented most of it. And so, in fact, like all of it. So, that is interesting because if that happened and Stronghold had a UK account, that would be incredibly bullish. Like Korea, Japan, yeah, that's great, and the XRP connections and everything like that. But the UK being the epicenter of finance, I mean, if they did a UK account, then yeah, that would definitely get some heads turning and some very much welcome attention to SHX. Here, we see that Stronghold Pay is joining KBW Crypto Bazaar as a sponsor. And I think we're just going to carry on seeing these bullish announcements. It seems as though there's a pattern whereby there's a one or two very large blockchain dominant events within a certain location, and Stronghold are sponsors to obviously raise awareness of SHX and Stronghold Net and Stronghold as a business within that certain jurisdiction. But like I say, if that happens in the UK, then that would be extremely, extremely, extremely bullish. Now, what is happening with SHX and the price? Here from HFL Chart Guy, please do give him a follow or them a follow if you don't do already. I love their work on SHX, by the way. I'm loving this. These graphs that you're sharing with the community on the Strongholders community on X. So thank you for your work. It's interesting because it's dropping, right? I mean, down here, this would be a dream. I saw a chart today, and I apologize to the person who did it because I can't remember exactly where it was. I see a lot of things, but that was potentially aiming at around below a cent for SHX, which, like I say, it depends, doesn't it, on where your mentality is. But if it got down to that level, then that would definitely be seen by me as a gift, because long term, this thing, like I say, it's not going to be in sort of the 1 or 2 cent range, one would think, unless something went incredibly wrong. Here for Stellar, they have Meridian Day 1 delivered. I think that was back in the 17th or the 18th, 19th. It's in Brazil. But the reason I'm bringing this up is there's many bullish announcements. Obviously, StrongholdNet and SHX is built primarily on Stellar. But this jumped out at me because the 100 million in commercial real estate assets tokenized on Stellar, lower minimums, enhanced transparency with 24/7 liquidity. 24/7 liquidity. Very important. If you are dealing with any financial asset or instrument, you need to make sure that you have that liquidity to be able to service clients and transactions. Liquidity and cash is king. So the fact that SHX is one, designed for DeFi, but two, primarily designed to be the liquidity tool of StrongholdNet, to be at the centerpiece of that utility, and at the centerpiece of all the transactions moving through it and the volume moving through it, one would probably say for certain now that Stronghold, given the hints that we've had previously and what I've shared, but now it's becoming very apparent that the epicenter of finance is going to be funneled primarily through a combination of networks, but one that will enjoy a lion's share is Stellar. And obviously that feeds through to StrongholdNet. What most people don't realize is that XLM and XRP are really more designed to be stable coins. The IMF has called them out as being stable coins. Now, this is years and years ago they were saying this, and there's also a couple of organizations that also stated it, back in 2020. There was talk about actually XRP being gifted escrow. Now, if you gifted the escrow of XRP and you gave it to, say, for example, Luxembourg, and they adopted it as their currency, it would automatically go into the baskets of G7 currencies, which would be insane. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what escrow and where that is placed, because StrongholdNet is going to be a bridge between Stellar and XRP. SHX is going to be that bridge between XLM and Sol and XRP. And that's why those interactions and interoperability has always been stated on the white paper, on the roadmap for SHX, because these networks are going to be, it feeds through. The XRPL by itself is a L1, right? And XRP is the native currency of StrongholdNet. See, SHX is the same. It's just the native currency of StrongholdNet, not RippleNet. But like I say, the key thing for SHX is it's going to be interoperable primarily between XRP and XLM. And then you have the US ACH network and ACH just globally. And then you have ISO 20022. So where do you think it's all going? Like it clearly means that there is a short amount of time between the real world use and utility being rolled out. Like we're weeks away, months away. But the thing that I keep saying, and I'll keep saying this because it is so true, is the fact that for XLM to be running in a way in which means that it is providing the use cases that it's designed to do. Is the same with XRP and the same with SHX. It needs to be a certain price to be able to function in the way that it's designed. And if you don't have that, and you don't have it at a certain price, then you risk massive volatility, which then would probably put people off using it as a method of payment or a method of utility, right? You want something that is seamless, that is smooth, and that, like I say, isn't volatile, because that will put people off. That's why people like fiat so much, because they don't understand it and they think that it's really safe and not volatile at all. But actually, if you look at how long that takes for that transaction to clear, then actually, because of the speed of crypto, the volatility is more in fiat than it is in crypto. Crazy. But yes, if you are on X, please do give us a follow and join the Stronghold SHX X community. There's over 3,000 of us on there. It's ever growing. Some fantastic, fantastic content being shared by the community on a daily basis. And like I say, I think that sort of going in, I've seen again a lot of people who I respect as well being now bearish and saying that the top's in, which is interesting. I would disagree, and I'll just leave it at that. That's the end of episode 55. I will be back tomorrow for episode 56 or some point at the weekend. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a fantastic rest of day. I hope it's productive. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow for episode 56.